Hello my friends and welcome to Open Studio AD. I'm Vlad Duchev and today we're going to talk about 3 steps in painting. This is my 3 steps. Is some people there are 4 steps, 5 steps. I actually have 5 steps approach which I teach on workshops, but it comes to those 3 major steps. And today we're going to talk about those 3 major steps on painting. When I said painting, it's not just study work. I'm not testing. I'm not studying. This is something that I realize, or I like the scenery. I pick that scenery from many other sceneries, and I maybe even paint it. Maybe some study works, or trying to paint it in plein air event, or I try to paint it in plein air competition. But these 3 steps that we're going to talk today are the steps that I take as a main approach to painting when I decide to work on body work. So basically painting that I'm going to put in my body of work. And those 3 steps are very simple. First step will be sketch. This is just doing sketches, or sketch, or maybe sketches. Sometimes I do 3 or 4 sketches of the scenery that I'm working on. So this is basically not just jumping from one scenery to another scenery sketch. This is a sketches that I pick the scenery, I like the scenery, and I want to work on the scenery, and I'll have to find the main shapes, basically analyzing. So my sketches are actually kind of analyzing sketches, not just see if it's okay or not okay. So the sketches will be number 1. Step number 2 is study work. And the study work I normally do on my 6x9. This is my regular size for any studies. So step number 2 will be a study work. And again, this study work is not just to see if this is okay or not okay. I'm actually working on my study work, trying to find, again, the shapes, the colors, the structure, and everything else. So I may do 1 study work, I may do 2, may do 3, 4. But unless I'm 100% satisfied with my study work, then I will move to step number 3, which is canvas like this, 14x18 or 16x20 or 24x36, whatever size is. But this is a bigger size. So these are my 3 major steps, or my approach to painting something that I will consider, or I may consider, as my body of work, or painting in my body of work. Okay, so 3 steps: sketching, study work, and then final painting. Less talking and more painting. Let's get started.
Here we go!
So as I mentioned, the first step is sketch. This is the motive that we are going to paint. I just love this scenery. I took this scenery in, correct me if I'm wrong, because every time I pronounce this word, everybody is correcting me. So Adirondack, area as a national park in upper New York. This year I was at competition, Saranac Lake plein air competition. I took a bunch of images, and I was selecting the images for my winter season. I normally have a special folder for just images that I work through the winter, because I normally paint outside if weather permits. If it's raining or snowing or too cold, I paint in the studio. And I normally have that folder for winter. I select, I don't know, maybe 50, sometimes 100 images. And I will clean and clean and clean, and just leave maybe, I don't know, maybe 60 images. So I will do 60 paintings, a little bit bigger paintings. And I was going through all the images for this folder, and I found this image, and I was just shocked. Not shocked, but I was like, wow, that's a wow effect that I want to paint this. And what drew me to this image, the clouds. So the clouds will be the main subject. Foreground, the forest, the mountains will be supportive elements, but I want to concentrate on the clouds. Or actually relationship between the clouds and the foreground, so to speak. So this will be our, kind of scenery that I'm going to work on, or we are going to work on. Please, if you want to see full version, full painting with no speed up, it will be available on Ko-fi site. All right, but I will probably speed up some portion just to keep this episode, as short as possible. But if you want to learn, which I surprised by looking at the poll, which I posted in the community chat, if you're watching it for entertainment or you're watching it for educational or learning how to paint, I'm shocked because I think it's more than 90% people watching, you guys watching this on my videos to learn. And this is great. I cannot even explain my excitement, because I was hoping to see this. I was hoping to see that you watching videos just to learn, not to entertain as an entertainment. Because to be honest, if it's just entertainment, I would be really upset. But since you learn and you want to learn, it's great. I'm just thrilled to see that, and I will concentrate on the videos more to explain more, so you can learn more and more and more my style, or painting as I know, to share my knowledge. All right, so let's go to the steps. So step number one. Step number one is sketching. So this is the image or scenery that we're going to paint, and I'm gonna do my sketch, the sketch or sketches even, when I'm working on something that I really like, and I really like this scenery. Let me switch my camera to this scenery. It's just gorgeous. Will I be able to paint it? I don't know. We will see. Of course, I will be able to paint it, but will I be able to paint it the way I see it right here? I don't know. We'll see. And this is where you have to do all the steps and prep work in order to see if this is possible or not possible. But normally, as I mentioned, this is something that I want to paint, so I will make it possible. It's just a matter how long it will take me to study and to get to or find the path to understanding this image or understanding the scenery. Yeah, I remember everything around this. I'm looking at this image and I'm just standing there, to be honest. But can I transfer it through the paintings, through oil on a canvas? We'll see. And that's why these 3 steps are very, very important. So step number 1 is sketch. So let's do a quick sketch. So this is stage number 1, and this is just sketching. And this is what I normally do before I start before going to next step, which will be the study, small study work. If nothing is screaming to me saying, hey, no, this is wrong, I will move on. If something's screaming to me, Then I will stop and I will do maybe another sketch, maybe another sketch, maybe move some stuff around. Sometimes what I do, I look at the image, this image, can you imagine this image? And then you just flip it horizontally. Just flip it like this. Sometimes, I'm not saying a lot of times, but sometimes when you flip the image, it actually works better, which is when it's reading not from left to right, but from right to left, or from top to bottom. That's actually reading from bottom to top because you flipped it. Now you cannot do this flip because it will be upside down. Normally you do, horizontal, but it just sometimes works much better. In this case, I actually like here because I have a mass of this on this side. So if this is the center, if I put a center line, so this is my canvas, right? This is my image. If I put a center line, I see the weight, and so I normally look at the center line and I see where is the weight. So the biggest weight is this part, right? This will be heavy, dark, and it's falling more on this side, so it's pushing this way. And then I have to make sure my picture is not falling this, because it's pushing too hard. Like in the scale, if you put something on the scale on this side or on this side, which is weights more. So right now, if I remove this, my painting is going boom like this. So what I need to do, I need to put this element and this element of dark trees, so it's pushing it back. So this is pushing this way, so it's balancing it's balancing well. So I want to make sure this is more on this side, and I have enough weight on this side as well. So it's balancing. So this is the sketch. This is step number 1. Working fine with weight, with the, not tonality, with the shapes. I like this. So let's move to step number 2, which is our study work. 6x9 study work. All right, I think this is fine for this study. I like actually the how it works. Maybe a little bit I have to change a little bit here. I'm actually out of my ultramarine blue. I have to squeeze, but I decided, you know what, it's good for today. I would just keep it this way. So this is what we were trying to convey to the canvas, but you know, this is a study. I'm looking for shapes, the colors, the relationship, you know, the values. I know, you know, right here, this needs to be changed a little bit, bring the value up. This mountain is, you know, it's just sticking too much. That needs to be changed. But overall, it's, you know, the clouds right here, I need to put a little bit more, kind of a little bit more white, just to make sure it's like right here. Right here. So make sure it's just it's working, not, you know, much better. Here, here, something like this. But overall, it is working. So I like the shapes of this and here, so it's balanced. You know, when we paint bigger 14 by 18, of course we'll have a little bit more details, but you know, in general will be the same composition, same color, same, you know, everything is the same structure. So this is step number 2, the study work. Sometimes I do 1, sometimes I do 2, 3, 4. I'm not, you know, this is different study, small study work. Sometimes I do study work on plein air, and just to see, you know, sometimes, you know, sketch is working and study is not working, and like, you know what, let's move to another scenery. Sometimes sketch is working and study working. Okay, good, let's paint something bigger. This is a little bit different study. This is toward the painting that I selected. So I need to find the solution. So my study work is not to see if it's good or not good. This is to find a solution. Looking at this, I think it's fine. I know I'm just looking at the image on my screen, and I don't like this, the mountain. So I have to change this a little bit, but it's a minor thing. I think when we'll be painting, you know, big canvas, you know, it will be more detail, so we can hide that thing. All right, so let's move to step number 3, and this will be the bigger painting. All right, and right now we're moving to step number 3. And step number 3 is working on our painting on a big canvas. I'm looking at my study work. I have my iPhone here. I have my iPad right here for the reference, image reference, but I'm not going to actually look at the image. I'm going to look at my study work, because I already know what colors I mix, what I want. This is working for me. So if this is working for me, why to try something different and start from 0? This is my 0 ground. Actually, my sketch was a 0 ground. This is my start point. So let's look at this and, you know, transfer it to the big canvas. That's it. Also, the hat. I have a light coming. A lot of people, some people, not a lot, but some people ask, like, why I wearing the baseball hat. Well, I have a light coming from here. So if I remove the hat, my light is, you know, shooting right to me, and I realized that it's actually giving me some not a flare, but it's disturbing my, you know, my eyes with the, you know, with the head are actually relaxed more. So if you have a light coming from, you know, from top, from the side, and it's kind of shooting to your eyes, I would strongly recommend wearing this. This is a good practice to, even when you go on plein air, make sure, you know, you're covering your eyes, so you're not doing this all the time, even though you have to squint to see kind of everything, but you're not, your eyes are relaxed, so it, you know, receiving more colors, you see more values much better. All right, so that's a reason why I'm wearing the baseball hat. It's one of the reasons. Another reason, I have a treatment right on my forehead, so I have to hide it. But that's not the main reason. The main reason is light. Okay, anyway, let's jump on big canvas and start painting. But before the jump on the big canvas, I just want to make an announcement. This study work, and it's still wet, this study work will be available. I call it the giveaway because I normally sell my 6x8 around 300, but I'm gonna give I have a 10, right? This is, I'm not sure where it's coming from. We're in step number 3, but I have 10, 5. I have 10 study works that I will give the first subscribers to Ko-fi. And in order to subscribe to Ko-fi platform to support, I think it's a minimum donation is only $10. Come on, guys, $10, and you will get my study work that I normally sell for around 300. Okay, and this is it's not a catch. I'm not trying to sell my work for $10 and be like, wow, I make it sales. I normally sell this for $300, but I want to grow the community and community of students. That's probably the right way to say. So I want you to have my study work as a reference. You can see the brush work. You can see how I was thinking in reality. Okay, so that's the reason this is giveaway, because I can put this for around $300 and it will go. But this for me is a giveaway as appreciation to you, my followers and students who wants to to study with me. So if you subscribe to Ko-fi, I think it's a minimum donation of $10. You can donate more if you would like to, and I promise you all the money that I'm collecting from donation are going to just video equipment and some other equipment, so I can purchase some easels. I can purchase something else for reviews, for demos, paint, and everything else. I think it's fair to my studio and to myself, so I'm not investing in this from my income. All right, so this is a big announcement, giveaway, only $10, the minimum $10 donation on Ko-fi side, and first $10 donors, or what is it, patrons, will get my 10 study work. This is one of the 10, and I will show you, probably I will do another announcement and I will show you all 10, but this will be the first one. Okay, so if somebody interested in getting this study work, you know where to go. All right, so but this will be after we finish that painting. All right, so let's look at this. I'm gonna set it right here, right in front of me, so I can see it. Unfortunately, all my tripods and holders are busy. I would love to set it right here so you can see it, but I just don't have extra tripod to set it, because I just got another camera, a big camera, cinema camera, and it sits on my tripod. All right, enough talking, let's paint. I know what you're saying, like, Vlad, why are you talking so much? Let's start painting. Let's start. All right, so let's go to the canvas and let's start. So we will start with big brush. This is number 8. We can actually go even bigger, something like 10. Let me see, what is this? This is number 10. We can even start with this, but I think, what do you think? You know what? 8 is a good size. All right, so let's start with this, with number 8. And if you ask me what I'm using, I normally use Rosemary. This is my to-go brush. Rosemary and Company Ivory Long Flat number 8 or whatever. I normally use flat or filbert. Flat will become a filbert if you're using it all the time. So I like a long handle for big sizes, and also I like this short handle. I love it actually a lot. As you know, all my small sizes I paint with this. It's number 8 or number 7. Actually, this is number 7. 7 and 4. This is my two brushes that I use all the time. Short handle. I feel it as I'm painting with my hand, like I'm holding the, the the stick, oil stick or something, or pencil. So it's like, but if I need to step away, I can use this and just work out. This is probably another video, another episode, how to use why to use different brushes and how to use them. And why I'm talking again instead of painting, I'm not sure. So let's paint. So this is what we're painting. This is what we came up with. And actually by switching back and forth, this helps a lot. I see some highlights, and those highlights, look, let me do one more time. See this and this, this and this. See the highlights on the sky, on the clouds actually? So that's what we will be working tomorrow, to put those highlights right here, which will form the clouds. So clouds like, wow, you know, you want to look at the clouds. You don't want to look right here. All this is support, the base to support this portion right here. And then if you look at this here and here, here and here, I think this mountain is a little bit kind of whoop, like a, you know what, excuse my language, like a nipple. So we're gonna probably put something right here to move this from this, because this and this on the same line. So I need to move it so it's not symmetrical, like one-on-one lines. And this is where we started. We started from this. This is our kind of sketch. This is our sketch right here. Then we did this study work right here. And then after this study work, we jump on this painting. So these are my 3 steps of painting. The sketch, you know, doing the sketch right here. Working on the shapes, on make sure I feel the, you know, the painting, and major shapes, major values, and overall make sure it's not in the center. This is the first step. You got it. And then this is step number 2, study work. And then after step number 2, we're moving to step number 3. And this is larger. Now, is that the final that I can say, you know what, this is my final? Maybe not. I may look at it tomorrow and say, you know what, I don't like, let me do another version. But guess what? Another version will be much, much easier to do. So these are my 3 steps. Step number 1 is sketching. Step number 2 is a study work. And step number 3 is actual work on the painting. All right, that's all. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell, and shoot me, a message. Ask me any questions you want regarding the painting, oil painting, how to, start painting, or maybe you have some problems. Ask me a question. I'm normally available. Within 24 hours, I will reply. And if you already subscribed, thank you. Thank you very much for tuning in, staying tuned, watching videos, sending me a lot of questions, which I love to answer, and your comments and everything else. And I will see you, you're right, next time.